everyone, and welcome to another episode of Daily Devotionals. As you can see, and you can probably hear, I am at the beach today for my daily exercise. Now, it's very quiet out here. There's not a lot of people about at all. It's really made me think, actually, how much has coronavirus impacted our society? How much has it changed the way we're doing things? Because there's not a lot of people out here, and I'm sure that on a normal day there probably would be. So is coronavirus the biggest problem that we're dealing with? Is it the biggest disease that is affecting our lives? Now, a lot of you would probably say yes, it is, because it is true that it's affecting lots of parts of our lives, but actually I would question that. There is a quote from Mother Teresa which says, "The greatest disease in the West today is not TB or leprosy. It is being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for. We can cure physical diseases with medicine, but the only cure for loneliness, despair, and hopelessness is love." So actually, in that quote, Mother Teresa is saying that loneliness has always been a problem. And I think it's more of a problem now than it ever has been. We spoke about this in previous daily devotionals about how all people feel lonely, and that young people feel very lonely as well, even though we might not think that young people do as much, but we do. So how are we going to combat loneliness? Well, I'd like you to think of 3 different things today. So the first thing, which I think is one of the most important, is to remember and to know how much you are loved by God. There are lots and lots and lots of verses in the Bible which says this, which show this, but one of my favourite chapters is from the book of Psalms, Psalm 139, that is jam-packed full of wonderful quotes about how we are fearfully and wonderfully made, how we are knitted together in our mother's womb, lots of things. And in verse 17 it says, "How precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. I can't even count them. They outnumber the grains of sand on the sea." That is a lot. God thinks about us a lot, and he really, really loves us. So I want you to think about how much you are loved. That is the first thing to combat loneliness. The second thing is to embrace it. Embrace the fact that you are loved. Know it. Memorize verses from the Bible so you always have that to come back to. So you can really dwell in the presence of God and the fact that he loves you so much. Now, another thing as well is to share the love. If you share love and that person shares love and that person shares love, then how can there be loneliness in the world? It's so important that we receive the love from God and that we actually fulfill our duty to go out and share that love with one another. God commands us, doesn't he? Love our neighbours. So we should, 1, know that we are loved by God. Number 2, embrace that love. Memorize verses. And 3, share that love with other people. Don't let other people feel lonely, like perhaps you once was. So I hope you can really take this on board, and you are all wonderfully, wonderfully loved.